Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Pulp Crazy. I'm your host, Jason Aiken. In this week's episode, I'll be discussing Bigfoot Sword of the Earthman, a 6-issue comic book miniseries published by BrewHouse Comics. The comic is written by Josh S. Henaman, with line art by Andy Taylor and colors by Thomas Bonvillain. The first issue came out in November 2012, and the 6th issue was recently published in August 2014. This is a Sword and Planet, as well as a Sword and Sorcery comic. It's very much in the vein of Edgar Rice Burroughs and Robert E. Howard. One of the taglines I saw floating around in the promotional materials was Sword, Sorcery, and Sasquatch. I wanted to review this on Pulp Crazy because I reread the entire mini a few nights ago after receiving issues 5 and 6 in the mail and wanted to pass along the recommendation. I also thought it was topical for Pulp Crazy. Bigfoot being let loose on a Mars akin to Edgar Rice Burroughs' Barsoom. Let's face it, it doesn't get much pulpier than that. Plus, Sword and Sorcery comics are a rare sight these days on the racks. Dark Horse carries on the tradition with the Robert E. Howard-based comics, and Dynamite produces comics based on Edgar Rice Burroughs properties, as well as Red Sonja, but I can't think of any being produced consistently from any other publisher. It's great to see that in this day and age, a small press can put out a quality Sword and Sorcery adventure series with a unique premise, like Bigfoot Sword of the Earthman. The premise of the book is that a group of mages on Mars summon Bigfoot to the Red Planet from Earth. The mute brute is enslaved at first, but later escapes. His tag-along/partner is Castor, a member of the scribe caste elite. The scribe caste elite seem to be the bards and storytellers of Mars. He sees Bigfoot, who was known only as the Earthman amongst the inhabitants of Mars, as his meal ticket. However, things don't go according to plan for Castor. Mars is ruled by a heavy-handed tyrant named Lord Jeoffa. Doing Lord Jeoffa's dirty work is my personal favorite character of the series, Korovan Muspin, a red-skinned reptilian barbarian who is more than a physical match for the Earthman. There's a really cool 4-page origin story for Muspin in the final 4 pages of issue number 1 that puts a unique spin on what goes on in a Martian Rookery, or at least the possibility of what could happen. The first 4 issues give us the lay of the land, with adventures taking place in a different locale in each issue. The first issue takes place in the desert. The second and third issues take place in a subterranean realm of sorts. The fourth and fifth issue largely take place in a jungle environment. The sixth issue brings the mini full circle for a big showdown. I've been buying Bigfoot Sword of the Earthman through the online store at the BrewHouse Comics website, but there are also some comic book stores that stock the title as well. Be sure to check out the show notes for a link to those locations. The BrewHouse Comics blog has them marked on their page. Now that the mini has finished, they have a nice 6-issue bundle you can buy on the online store. And I would also think that a digital collection and trade paperback would be a possibility in the future as well. These issues would make a nice collection in either format. I have to admit digging these single issues though. They are great looking books. With the possibility for future issues being left wide open and even teased, I hope to keep seeing this book come out. With a unique and high quality comic such as this, I have no problem paying for shipping in order to get my copy of each issue. The writing, artwork, and packaging are all top notch. I especially enjoyed the many action scenes throughout the issues. Taylor and Bonvillain really did a phenomenal job on those, especially during the jungle issues, and basically any scene with Korovan Muspin. I can also tell that Henaman is a huge sword and sorcery fan. His love for the genre really comes through in his writing. A lot of the classic sword and sorcery goodness is in these 6 issues. Henaman also did a great job on this miniseries with his world building. He built the world up organically through telling interesting stories in each location, rather than writing encyclopedia-like entries on them. The practice of show, don't tell was implemented here with great success. Also, the design of the various Martian races is also a high point of the series. They are very interesting and diverse. A great job done by the whole creative team on that. If Bigfoot Sword of the Earthman sounds up your alley, take a look in the show notes where I will link to the BrewHouse Comics website, store, and various other Bigfoot Sword of the Earthman related links. If you are watching this on the YouTube channel, I also included some sample artwork from the issues in the video, so give that a look if you're listening to this in the podcast version. The Bigfoot Sword of the Earthman blog also has an awesome collection of behind-the-scenes art and whatnot, so be sure to check that out too. That's it for this week's episode. Pulp Crazy is located at pulpcrazy.com. I'm at Pulp Crazy on Twitter and facebook.com/pulpcrazy. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/pulpcast. Please follow, like, and subscribe if you are enjoying the show. You can also email me at pulpcrazy@gmail.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.